It's your boy D Neal back with another reaction video, guys. Here we are with why German public transport is special. Germany in a nutshell. Let's see what this is so special about this German transport. But I do know that like all the public transport in Europe is absolutely awesome, and a lot of people choose to use that. And so I'm ready to see what's special about the German transport. Before we dive in, what I need you guys to do is dive into that subscribe button, ring notification bell, get a video a thumbs up so it gets suggested. Social media, Patreon, all up top. You don't subscribe to any of it. Put all the links in the description. All you gotta do is hit the link, follow me, talk to me, human. I'll talk back. You guys got a favorite video suggestion, you can subscribe to Patreon or drop it in the comment section. What we got?
Ticket bitte.
What? But there were no ticket barriers.
It took me a while to realize that public transport in Germany was not, in fact, free. When I first moved here, I was pretty overwhelmed by the whole system. Do I take the underground, the subway, the tram, the bus, or even the ferry, or a combination of all of them? How does public transport in Germany act?
Y'all got all the options. Y'all got the public train. Do I take the underground, the sub, the ferry, the bus? Y'all got all the options.
Or even the ferry, or a combination of all of them. How does public transport in Germany actually work, and how important is it for daily life here? Well, let's find out.
Talk to me.
Germany is definitely more famous for its cars than its public transport. Mercedes, BMW, or Porsche are all globally popular German car brands. But the number of people using public transport here is rapidly increasing, especially in cities.
All right, let's jump in with a brief explanation about how the public transport system here actually works.
We have a subway system, an underground system, and trams and buses that drive on the street. They differ in speed and rail network.
The lack of ticket barriers here is confusing. It's a system of trust, but don't be a fool. Inspectors do occasionally walk around the trains to make sure that you've got a ticket, and it's a €60 fine if you don't, so not worth it.
Oh.
You can buy tickets through an app on your phone or in most stations around the city because there are ticket machines everywhere. It's different depending on which region you're traveling in Germany. Of course, it would be too easy for it to be the same everywhere.
Don't forget to stamp your ticket, otherwise it's not valid.
Really?
There are different types of tickets depending on the zone, the number of people, and the stops you're traveling to.
For example,
So even if you buy it on your phone, you still gotta I guess print it through that machine and get it stamped and everything, or you just gotta print it out and then get it stamped through that machine. Y'all let me know in the comment section. I'm intrigued at that.
Tickets depending on the zone, the number of people, and the stops you're traveling to.
for example,
The short trip ticket, which is valid for 3 train stops,
there's so many different options. Easy.
What types of transport there are also varies. In Berlin, we're spoiled for choice. But if you're living in rural Germany, then you might only have access to one bus line a day. By the way, public transport was invented in the US around 200 years ago. So-called trams ran through New York, but they were driven by horses. The first electric tram was invented in Germany in 1881. At that time, there was already a subway system in London, which was a traditional steam locomotive.
So the U.S. was like, let's get these horses, know what I'm saying? And then the Germany and England, London, England, was like, hey, let's make this electrical or something. You know what I'm saying? Let's make it to where we don't need the horses. Very smart.
Subway system in London, which was a traditional steam locomotive.
Most people I know in Berlin don't have a car because it's so easy to travel by train, tram, or bus.
Makes sense.
Plus, if you're driving, you often get stuck in traffic. There are never enough parking spaces, and let's be honest, it's not great for the environment.
I feel that.
Public transport is also the greenest way of moving along, besides your bike. Even buses are now being converted to electric. Emissions from the transportation sector have been growing over the past 30 years compared to other sectors, mainly by the usage of cars. Because of the climate crisis, attention is increasing and accessible transport solutions are emerging.
It's no excuse to use public transportation in Berlin. You can use it everywhere, every time.
This is Stefan Karsten, futurologist.
So how important is public transport for a German culture?
I've never heard of that in my life. A futurologist. So he basically just studies the future or possibilities in the future. That's very interesting. That's the first time I've ever heard of a futurologist.
Stefan Karsten, futurologist.
So how important is public transport for German culture then?
Well, first of all, we are a car nation, you know, and so public transportation is trying hard and is fighting with full extent to get more important. And people nowadays understand that public transportation is inclusive, it's social, and it's sustainable. The idea of the European city is to be around in public space, yeah, and not parking your private car here for 23 hours.
Sure.
The city is about sitting in cafes and restaurants and talk to each other, debate the great discourses of our times. And public transportation is the enabler for this.
So is that maybe what we can expect to see in the future then? This kind of introduction of different types and modes of transport?
People are now trying to integrate new modes of transport into what is public transportation. If you take this scooter here, for example, this is part of public transportation today.
Really?
This is something that is happening right now. I'm very optimistic about it.
Yeah, those are very popular out in like Dallas. I live in Texas, so I don't know a ton of cities. But those are very popular, like in bigger cities in the United States, like those scooters and you see a lot of people actually using them. And so I think that's really cool. Oh, that's a part of the public transportation. That's interesting.
Today. This is something that is happening right now. I'm very optimistic about the future of public transportation because it gets more modern.
Okay, now you know the basics about public transport in Germany, let's take it up a notch.
Give it to me.
These words will help you navigate transport in Germany.
Schienenersatzverkehr, rail replacement service. You'll hear this pretty often in Germany, every time a train is broken or is being replaced by buses. Öffis, short for öffentlicher Nahverkehr, local public transport. Kind of cute, right? Plus, it's much easier to say.
Yes, very. It's very.
Now it's time to meet the professionals, those who keep the whole bustling system moving.
I'm meeting Cinquetta Shirley Jones, who drives trains in Berlin, and she loves it.
Das erste Mal in den Tunnel reinfahren war eine ganz tolle Erfahrung.
If y'all can't read it, I'm gonna read it for you guys. Know what I'm saying?
Das erste Mal in den Tunnel reinfahren
Entering the tunnel for the first time was a
war eine
great
ganz
experience.
tolle Erfahrung in dieses Dunkle, überall ein paar Lichter, die Signale, die Geräusche von den Zügen. Also es ist schon ein tolles Gefühl, auf dem Bock dort zu sitzen und dann mit 70, sagen wir mal, ist bei uns die Höchstgeschwindigkeit, da durch den Tunnel zu fahren. Teilweise ist es schon sehr angenehm, das ist sehr toll. Ja,
Aber gibt es auch dann Stress mit dem Job?
das Nervigste ist, wenn die Fahrgäste die Türen aufhalten. Also wenn es heißt, zurückbleiben bitte, heißt es auch, zurückbleiben bitte, nicht nur einsteigen. Die machen es ja nicht, um die Fahrgäste zu ärgern. Wenn jemand zum Beispiel angerannt kommt und schließen die Türen, geht darum, wir haben ja Fahrzeiten einzuhalten. Und wir Fahrer müssen am Endbahnhof vielleicht auch mal auf die Toilette. Und das sind dann die Minuten, die uns dann fehlen.
Wartest du dann manchmal auf manche Gäste?
Das kommt immer drauf an. Wir haben ja Fahrzeiten, also wenn ich pünktlich bin, warte ich auch.
If I'm on time, I'll wait, but with trains every 4 minutes. If I'm
Aber in einem 4-Minuten-Takt muss ich ehrlich sagen, meistens ist man nicht pünktlich und kann man leider nicht warten.
Unfortunately, you can't wait.
There you have it, public transport in Germany. It certainly makes my life here in Berlin more convenient and more connected, and it's nice to see how it brings everyone else here together too. If you liked the video, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and leave a comment down below about what public transport is like in your country.
Non-existent? No, it exists in bigger cities, I think. It's just definitely not as good as Europe's or Germany's or anything like that. But I think it's really cool how he explained how public transport is more of a social thing, and so you don't have to park your car. You don't really rely on cars as much as where you can't find parking and all that. But you just get on public transport, you get to walk around, eat at a cafe, socialize, all of these different things. I think that's awesome. That's all we got for this. You guys got a favorite video suggestion? You can subscribe to Patreon or drop a comment or drop a suggestion in the comment section. Subscribe to the channel, ring notification bell, get a video a thumbs up so it gets suggested. Social media and Patreon are all up top. If you want to subscribe to any of it, put all the links in the description. All you gotta do is hit the link, follow me, talk to me. Love talking to you guys. You guys are the most incredible team on YouTube. It's your boy Neal, out.